For years, the Z7 lineup had a clear job. It was the high-resolution choice for landscape lovers and studio pros. But times have changed. Nikon's newer bodies are faster. They are smarter. They track subjects with ease. Right now, the Z7 line sits in a strange spot. Is it time for Nikon to kill it off? Or is it time to give it a completely new identity? Welcome back. Today, we are taking a close look at the rumored Nikon Z7 III. But before we begin, let us set one basic rule. We are strictly separating fact from fiction. There are no fake release claims here. There are no made-up spec sheets. We are not going to pretend that rumors are official facts. As of right now, Nikon has not announced the Z7 III. That detail matters a lot. If you search online, you will find dozens of videos claiming this camera is already out. They show fake boxes. They show fake test footage. None of that is real. What we actually have is a puzzle. We have confirmed Nikon tech. We have an aging Z7 II body. And we have fresh rumors pointing toward a massive jump in megapixels. To see why this camera matters, we need to look back. Look at the current Z7 II. When it came out, it was an absolute powerhouse. It featured a 45.7 megapixel back-illuminated sensor. It offered a base ISO of 64. It gave us dual card slots and solid 4K video. For a long time, that was more than enough. But technology moves fast. Today, the Z7 II is showing its age. Nikon's newer cameras have moved far ahead. Their autofocus uses smart subject detection. Their sensor readout speeds are blindingly fast. Their viewfinders do not lag. Their video capabilities are top tier. So what is the real problem here? The real challenge for Nikon is not just making a better camera. The challenge is making a better Z7 without killing the Z8. That is where the newest rumors get interesting. Reports suggest Nikon is testing a high-resolution sensor for the Z7 III. We are talking about 56 to 61 megapixels. Let us be completely clear about this. Nikon has not confirmed those numbers. Big rumor outlets have stated there is no solid proof of a launch date yet. So, treat 61 megapixels as an exciting idea, not a promise. Still, moving to a higher resolution makes strategic sense. Think about Nikon's current lineup. They already have several cameras with 45 megapixels. The Nikon Z8 uses a stacked 45.7 megapixel sensor. It shoots insane burst rates. It records internal 8K raw video. It is a mini flagship in every single way. Now, imagine if Nikon gave the Z7 III another 45 megapixel sensor. What would happen? Buyers would look at both cameras and get confused. They would wonder why they should buy a Z7 III instead of a Z8. A jump to 60 megapixels fixes that problem instantly. It gives the Z7 III a unique identity. It turns the camera into a true detail specialist. It targets landscape photographers who want every leaf in sharp focus. It targets architecture shooters who need crisp lines. It serves fashion, product, and studio artists who print massive images. These creators do not need 30 frames per second. They do not care about fast sports tracking. They care about pure image quality. They want maximum dynamic range in a lightweight body. And resolution is only one piece of the puzzle. Autofocus is the single biggest upgrade this lineup needs. The Z7 II uses an older autofocus system. It relies on basic face and eye detection. It struggles when subjects move quickly or get blocked. In comparison, look at the Nikon Z6 III and Z8. They use deep learning autofocus. They recognize people, birds, cars, trains, and planes. They lock on and hold tight. If a Z7 III comes out, it must carry this new autofocus system. Putting old autofocus in a new body would guarantee failure. However, high resolution brings a new technical challenge: sensor speed. When you pack 60 million pixels onto a sensor, reading that data takes time. If the sensor reads slowly, you get rolling shutter. Straight lines bend when you pan quickly. Moving subjects warp under an electronic shutter. Nikon has two choices here. They can use a standard sensor to keep the price lower. That gives incredible image quality, but slower speeds. Or they can use a stacked sensor design. That speeds everything up, but drives the cost way higher. This creates a tricky balancing act. Nikon needs to make the Z7 III far better than the Z7 II. At the same time, they must keep it distinct from the Z8. What about video? Expectations need to stay realistic here. The Z7 II offered standard 4K at 60 frames per second. The Z6 III gives us 6K RAW. The Z8 gives us full 8K production tools. Does the Z7 III need to be an 8K video monster? Not necessarily. A 60-megapixel sensor can technically record high-resolution video. But high-megapixel video creates massive heat. It consumes battery power quickly. It requires heavy processor power. Nikon will likely focus the Z7 III on stills first, with solid hybrid features for basic video needs. Then, we have to look at image stabilization and special features. Nikon's modern bodies feature powerful in-body stabilization. They also offer pixel shift shooting. This mode takes multiple photos and combines them into one massive file. For a high-resolution camera, pixel shift is a perfect fit. It allows landscape and studio photographers to capture mind-blowing detail on static scenes. Next, let us talk about body design and usability. Photographers choose the Z7 line because it is compact. They want high-end image quality without carrying a heavy flagship body. Nikon has a great opportunity here. They can keep the compact size while improving the grip. They can add better weather sealing, dual high-speed card slots, and a fully articulating screen. The EVF also needs a boost. The Z6 III brought a bright, beautiful viewfinder that makes shooting in sunlight easy. Bringing that display to the Z7 line would be a massive upgrade. Now, let us talk about price and release dates. Ignore any website giving you an exact price tag right now. Nikon has not announced a price because the camera does not officially exist yet. Its price will depend entirely on the tech inside. If it features a 60-megapixel sensor, it will sit between the Z6 III and the Z8. If it is priced too high, photographers will simply buy the Z8. If it is priced too low, it will hurt sales of other Nikon bodies. Nikon must hit the sweet spot. Release timing is just as uncertain. Some supply chain reports suggest new products have been pushed back into 2027. That does not mean the Z7 III is delayed. You cannot delay a camera that was never officially promised. Any exact launch month you read online right now is purely a guess. So what should you do today? Should you wait for a camera that might be months away? If you already own a Z7 II, take a breath. Your camera is still a brilliant tool. It shoots stunning landscapes, portraits, and studio work. If your current setup meets your needs, there is no reason to panic. If you urgently need fast autofocus, high burst speeds, and heavy video features today, look at the existing line. The Z6 III and Z8 are available right now, and they excel at those tasks. But if you want a lighter body focused entirely on maximum image detail, the Z7 III is worth watching. The real excitement is not just about a single feature. It is about lineup clarity. Imagine a simple lineup. The Z6 III is the speed hybrid. The Z8 is the all-around pro powerhouse. And the Z7 III is the ultimate detail camera for pure image quality. Until Nikon makes an official announcement, stay grounded. The 61-megapixel figure is a rumor. The spec lists online are guesses. At TapTech, we prefer real facts over fake hype. When Nikon finally reveals the Z7 III, the true test will be simple. It will not be about having the biggest number on the box. It will be about creating a meaningful tool for creators who put detail above everything else. Now, let us zoom out and look at the bigger picture. To truly understand where the Z7 III fits, we have to look at the entire full-frame camera market. Nikon does not exist in a vacuum. Every decision they make is a direct response to their biggest rivals, Sony and Canon. For years, Sony has dominated the ultra-high-resolution market with their A7R series. Sony proved that photographers are willing to pay a premium for massive resolution. They showed that studio pros and landscape artists crave every bit of detail they can get. Canon also entered the high-megapixel space with strong offerings. Meanwhile, Nikon found itself in an interesting position. They have the Z8 and Z9, which are amazing high-speed bodies. But both of those cameras cap out at 45.7 megapixels. If Nikon wants to directly challenge Sony's resolution monsters, a 45-megapixel Z7 III will not cut it. A 60-megapixel body is the exact tool Nikon needs to claim a bigger slice of that market. This brings us to a huge technical question. What kind of sensor technology would a 60-megapixel Z7 III actually use? There are three main types of sensors on the market today. First, there is the standard backside illuminated, or BSI sensor. Second, there is the partially stacked sensor, like the one found in the Z6 III. Third, there is the fully stacked sensor, like the one inside the Z8 and Z9. A fully stacked 60-megapixel sensor would be an absolute dream. It would give us blindingly fast readout speeds, zero rolling shutter, and lightning-fast burst rates. But a fully stacked sensor is extremely expensive to manufacture. If Nikon puts a fully stacked 60-megapixel sensor in the Z7 III, the price will skyrocket. It could easily push the camera past the price of a Z8. That would break Nikon's pricing structure. On the other hand, a standard BSI sensor keeps the cost reasonable. It allows Nikon to deliver incredible dynamic range and ultra-sharp images at a price point creators can actually afford. The compromise? Slower readout speeds. That means it would not be a camera built for fast action or wild sports movements. But for landscape and commercial work, that trade-off is 100% worth it. Now, let us talk about color science and image processing. Nikon is famous for its natural skin tones and rich dynamic range. Landscape photographers love Nikon RAW files because you can shadow recover like magic. You can pull detail out of dark trees or bright skies without ruining the shot. With a newer EXP processor driving a 60-megapixel file, the dynamic range could be stunning. We are talking about base ISO performance that captures rich highlights and deep shadows with zero noise. For studio photographers, this is massive. When you shoot commercial portraits or high-end products, you need clean shadow detail. You need true-to-life color accuracy. The Z7 III could easily become the standard camera for studio work.